Welcome to Here Now. I'm your host, Urs here, and today we are going to be talking about the importance of sports in Brampton. And does Brampton actually have the diversity needed to accommodate all of the interest groups out there? We are going to be talking about a number of different sports. For those who may not know, the Brampton Battalion is going to be moving to North Bay in the new season, and there seems to be some rumors about the lack of interest in hockey in Brampton. So some people are saying, is Brampton not interested in hockey? Hockey happens to be a Canadian sport after all. Or I've also heard people say that people of Brampton are too diverse and just not interested in ice hockey. So whatever the reasons, they seem to be getting a new arena in North Bay. We do have a lot of different sport activities, however, that do take place in Brampton. And today we're going to talk to a few guests. We have a guest going to be talking about cricket. Cricket seems to be an interesting sport in Brampton. We're also going to be talking to some guests about soccer as well as field hockey. And so I'm going to ask you to give us a call at the studio. We'd love to hear from you if you have if you're playing sports or if you have kids that play sports. Love to hear about what your thoughts are on sports in Peel. Our number here at the studio is 905-595-5483. That's 905-595-LIVE. We're going to be talking to our first guest. His name is Faraz Saleem, and he is the president of the Brampton Cricket League in Brampton. Welcome to the studio.
Thank you. Great to be here. Thanks for having me.
Well, we're glad to have you here. Cricket seems to be a very popular sport. There's a lot of South Asians that live in Brampton and Mississauga, so Peel seems to be a popular place where Brampton seems to have high interest. Recently we had the World Cup playing, and I know that there were many venues that hosted people to watch the shows, the semifinals, finals. Tell me a little bit about the Brampton Cricket League. From what I understand, it's not limited to Brampton. We also play in Mississauga, so in other areas of Peel. Tell me a little bit about Brampton Cricket League, why you started it up. I know that you started in 2009, right?
Yes, well, we did some research and realized that there's no official league in the city of Brampton that is a designated Brampton League. So a couple of us got together. We realized that this is a good opportunity for the local neighborhood areas, for local sports. And we said, why don't we set up a league? And we tested it as a pilot project. In the first year, we said, okay, let's start something. In 2009, we started off with 6 teams. And slowly, steadily, the league and its membership grew. We're now at 34 teams in just over a period of three and a half years. And it's such a big expansion that for next year, I'm already telling teams that we may be maxed out. There's a huge demand for this sport, and there's just the involvement in cricket is amazing. It's overwhelming with the kind of membership requests that we have for any given year. We have had to reject people saying we don't have the facilities to accommodate the demand. And I would say it's probably the fastest growing sport in the region of Peel as well as in Ontario, and it's definitely picking up pace in other areas of the country as well.
So I know worldwide cricket is played. You've got West Indies, you've got South Africa, you've got New Zealand, England, Australia, India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, and I'm probably leaving out a bunch of countries. But what sort of ethnic makeup do you have as far as membership goes for BCL?
Well, BCL is generally basically you will get people from India, you'll get people from Pakistan, Bangladesh. You'll get a lot of individuals from the Caribbean, from the islands. So it has a good mix. It also has some people from England, Australia, people who come here and did not know that there was cricket being played here, or wanted to get involved in something, and they looked us up online and realized that there's a league in the city. And I think we cater to everybody. There's no restrictions. We've had people who've seen people play cricket or who've seen players play cricket, and they're just driving by and say, wow, I want to learn this game. They've never played, and they've come to us and saying, how do I get myself involved? Who do I have to join? What do I do? I would really like to learn this game. So Sometimes you also get individuals who have no knowledge of the game, but they have interest and they want to get involved. So our membership is basically people who come here, have a little bit of knowledge of cricket, and now we're also sensing that individuals who are local and have never played the game are also showing a lot of interest in it.
So you're one person. Who else is part of your board or the organization?
Well, we have a board. There's a vice president, secretary, treasurer, a couple other people who help with some of the seasonal logistics. And all of these people are elected by our membership, and there's a website, our pictures are there, our contact information is there.
So it's a very diverse group?
Yeah, and we run the whole setup on behalf of the membership. And I think so far we've been pretty successful. Our membership's happy. City's accommodating. They're also happy with our work. So it's not a one-man show. It's not a one-person job. You need a good group of people to run a massive setup like this.
Okay. So when you started in 2009, how many cricket fields were there?
In 2009, I would say there were about 7 to 8 cricket fields already in the city that were multi-use. So it was being shared by soccer groups, being shared by lacrosse groups, and cricket would get certain timings and specific time slots and to fill in. And now the city has accommodated us, and they've added some new facilities which will be opening in next year. So I think the city of Brampton realizes that there's a big demand for the sport, and slowly but steadily they're coming in the direction of including more facilities, including more playing areas for players of every level, even if it's youth, it's adults, or recreation for that sake.
Okay, so that was going to be one of my questions. How has the city supported this initiative? And so you said that they've increased the number of fields. Do you have like one champion from the city who's been your biggest champion for cricket?
Of course, I would like to mention a couple of city staff that have helped us throughout this whole venture, especially our city councillor Vicky Dillon and regional councillor John Spurgery. They've been the champions with us, and they've helped us throughout initiating a dialogue, having a conversation set up, having staff come up with recommendations for how cricket should be managed. And if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't be around. So they have been very, very supportive in all of this for us.
Okay. Well, do you feel that cricket is starting to compete with hockey? So I started off by saying that Brampton battalions had to move out because there aren't enough Bramptonians who would purchase tickets to watch that game. Is cricket now the new hockey in Brampton?
It's very tough to say. I think both sports, both activities have their own market. Cricket is not something that you get involved with in just a few hours and then you recognize and you say, oh, I can play this game. You need to be focused, and you need to practice, and you need to be involved in it in order to be good. So I don't think personally that there's any competition between the two sports. But clearly, if
so it's not one or the other.
No, it's not. There's some cricketers who do play hockey, and they happen at 2 different times. Cricket's a morning sport. Hockey you can also play in the evenings indoors. So I wouldn't think that any of the sport is a threat to each other. Both are equal, and it depends on player preference. What people.
About the age demographics, how young can you be and how old can you be?
How cricket's broken down, it's broken down into different sections. So we youth that caters to ages X to X, and then there's individuals who come after age 17, and you can be, as I have a player in our league who's 61 years old, and he's actively playing. Yeah, he's actively playing, and he's a very good player. Takes some of the young guns out and does big damage with them. But
I'm going to assume that it's the older group of people that are more interested in cricket?
No, that's not true at all. I think it's the younger folks who are more involved. Yeah, the younger folks are much involved. They have the time, and they want to be involved in this. It's something that they're attracted to through people that they know or through their backgrounds from their home countries. And the younger folks are more involved. But why I brought up that guy who was 61 years old, that he was also young when he started playing. But he's so involved, and he has so much passion for the game that he still doesn't want to quit.
Are the teams divided into countries like that?
No, that's not at all. In our
not
setup,
nationalistic teams.
no. In
The
our
Brampton India team, the Brampton Pakistan team.
I mean, people like to name their teams. They could call their teams whatever name they like, but really I think it's a mix. In my club itself, my club's Premier Cricket Club, we have a mix of every country. We have guys from India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Australia. We have guys from England. So it's a good mix.
Do you think that through cricket we're building, ties of friendship between people of different backgrounds and races? Because I'm sure there's different religions and different, country backgrounds. Like, is there a greater friendship?
I would think so. I've been involved in cricket over the last 10 years, and I've noticed that it creates a big awareness for some of the players, especially when you don't have the knowledge about a particular religion or a particular country. You get to play with a fellow who's from a different religion or a different country. You get to know their culture, their tradition, some of their values, and it builds a good harmony in the whole setup. It educates you at a
What's your
level.
website? Just